Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. قال رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Today inshallah we will start from Ayah 153 of Surah Nisa to the end. And this is like the conclusion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now doing with the people of the book, that this is your last warning, that you should bring iman to the beloved messenger, the last messenger, Mahmood Rasulullah, and Allah will remind them quickly what Allah has given them the favor and what was their actions. And then in this aspect there is also significant issue about the belief with the Christians, and Allah has completely negate that and says that their belief is not only false but it's an sin, and it's an extreme sin. So we will recite that, and I will only recite the ayat because most of them has a repetition that we have already been discussed in detail in Surah Baqarah and Surah Al Imran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يسألك أهل الكتاب أن تنزل عليهم كتابا من السماء فقد سألوا موسى أكبر من ذلك فقالوا أرنا الله جهرة فأخذتهم الصاعقة بظلمهم ثم اتخذتم العجل من بعد ما جاءتهم البينات فعفونا عن ذلك وآتينا موسى سلطانا مبينا. Allah is saying, O my beloved messenger, they are demanding you these things, that you should do this and you should do that. They have even bigger demands they have done with Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, and then Allah says that Allah has sent them a lightning. Allah also makes sure that they also did worshipping of the calf, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even forgive that. ورفعنا فوقكم الطور بميثاقهم وقلنا لهم ادخلوا الباب سجدا وقلنا لهم لا تعدوا في السبت وأخذنا منهم ميثاقا غليظا. Allah also saying that Allah has elevated the Mount Tur on them to ask them to hold the book, but they have changed that, and also they were transgressing the boundaries of Allah for the Yawm Sabt, and you know what Allah has done to them, even though they have given a very strong covenant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَبِمَا نَقْضِهِمْ مِيثَاقَهُمْ وَكُفْرِهِمْ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ وَقَتْلِهِمُ الْأَنْبِيَاءَ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ وَقَوْلِهِمْ قُلُوبُنَا غُلْفٌ بَلْ طَبَعَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهَا بِكُفْرِهِمْ فَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. Then Allah is saying that they falsify the ayat of Allah, they break the covenant from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they slew the messengers, they killed the messengers, and after doing all that they still say that their heart is all covered and it's all fine, they have iman in their heart. But in reality they were doing this all because of the falsification and kufr with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah has sealed their hearts and they will never bring iman except few. وَبِكُفْرِهِمْ وَقَوْلِهِمْ عَلَى مَرْيَمَ بُهْتَانًا عَظِيمًا. And after all that, the last of the things, that the worst crime they did is they falsely accuse Hazrat Maryam Salamullah alayha, and they also put a huge blame on her, which was the false blame. وَقَوْلِهِمْ إِنَّا قَتَلْنَا الْمَسِيحَ عِيسَى ابْنَ مَرْيَمَ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ وَلَكِنَّ شُبِّهَ لَهُمْ وَإِنَّ الَّذِينَ اخْتَلَفُوا فِيهِ لَفِي شَكٍّ مِّنْهُ مَا لَهُم بِهِ مِنْ عِلْمٍ إِلَّا اتَّبَعُوا الظَّنَّ وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ يَقِينًا. So the background is that these Jews and Christians are with Rasulullah, and Rasulullah is telling them all what their false beliefs are, and they are still not bringing the iman, and the evidence is enough that Rasulullah is telling them all what has gone through, so it is coming directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to him, and this even one evidence is good enough for them to believe in Rasulullah. Although they have read about Rasulullah in their books, they knew that the final messenger is coming, but then on top of it, the worst of all is they are saying that they have slew or crucified Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. And Allah says, but in truth, in reality, this is a false belief that they have, this is absolutely, absolutely untrue, that they either slew him or crucify him. And they always debate, they are in doubt, they are in deception, and they just manufacture all these beliefs from their heart or from their zan. They have no authentic knowledge whatsoever. And Allah says that this is absolutely true, that they never slew Isa alayhi salam. But in reality, what Allah did, Allah says, Bal rafa'allahu alayhi wa kana Allahu azizan hakima. Allah has lifted him or elevated him in the heavens with him, and Allah is almighty and wise. وَإِن مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا لِيُؤْمِنُنَّ بِهِ قَبْلَ مَوْتِهِ وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ يَكُونُ عَلَيْهِمْ شَهِيدًا. And in this ayah it is mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send down Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, and when he's come down in the last period, for the last time in period of humanity, then everyone will believe the truth, and everyone will have true belief. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Hazrat Isa alayhi salam will be witness against them what their false belief is now, that means the period of Rasulullah. فَبِظُلْمٍ مِّنَ الَّذِينَ هَادُوا حَرَمْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ طَيِّبَاتٍ أُحِلَّتْ لَهُمْ وَبِصَدِّهِمْ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ كَثِيرًا. And they also, from their own, this example of that manufacturing the faith, Allah is also saying that they restrain themselves or make haram certain things which Allah has never did haram to them, and these Jews and Christians have make haram certain things by their own accord. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has then, when they did that, then Allah says now it is haram for you because this the punishment of what they have done. وَأَخْذِهِمُ الرِّبَا وَقَدْ نَهُوا عَنْهُ وَأَكْلِهِمْ أَمْوَالَ النَّاسِ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَأَعْتَدْنَا لِلْكَافِرِينَ مِنْهُ عَذَابًا أَلِيمًا. And also these people of the book, they not only restrict themselves to come to the truth, but they also make hindrance and make sure that no one else follow the truth, and they consume the interest, and they also devour the wealth of other people without any right. And for a people like those, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made a torment in hereafter. لكن الراسخون في العلم منهم والمؤمنون يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك والمقيمين الصلاة والمؤتون الزكاة والمؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر أولئك سنؤتيهم أجرا عظيما. And now Allah is saying that the people who have the true knowledge and they are confirm and solid in their deen, they believe on this book and they believe all the books which has been sent down before. They always offer their prayers, they give zakah, they have true belief in Allah, they have belief in Akhirah. Those are the people who Allah will give reward in the hereafter. So this is also, this ayah apply for the Muslims which were with Hazrat Isa alayhi salam in the time when Hazrat Isa salam was with them. And then this ayah is also for the Jews and Christians who become Muslim and they truly testify the Risala of Muhammad Rasulullah and become Muslims by offering prayers and doing zakat and do correct belief in Akhirah. Allah says those are the ones that will be rewarded in the hereafter. And it's a very beautiful hadith of Rasulullah that whosoever is born as Christian or Jew, if they revert back to Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has also given them two rewards. One is that they were Jews and Christians, and then once they revert to their true religion of Muhammad Rasulullah, Allah will reward them twice for their effort. So it's a big incentive for the today's people of the book to become Muslim. Inna awhayna ilayka kama awhayna ila Nuhin wa nabiyina min ba'dihi wa awhayna ila Ibrahima wa Ismaila wa Ishaqa wa Yaquba wa al-asbati wa Isa wa Ayyuba wa Yunusa wa Haruna wa Sulaymana wa atayna Dawuda Zabura. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is again giving them this whole description about that all these messengers are the same. Allah has sent down the wahi on them just like on Nuh and all the names that has been mentioned. And Allah is saying that these are all coming from the same source. And Allah is saying that for Dawood I have given them the book Zabur. وَرَسُولًا قَدْ قَصَصْنَاهُمْ عَلَيْكَ مِنْ قَبْلُ وَرَسُولًا لَمْ نَقْصُصْهُمْ عَلَيْكَ وَكَلَّمَهُ اللَّهُ مُوسَى تَكْلِيمًا. And Allah is saying, "O my beloved messenger, I am telling you all the stories of the messengers that were before you. Some of them I did explain in detail, and some of them Allah says that we hide it. We didn't mention it to you." And Allah says that for Musa, because he is Wajid Dunya fil Akhirah, Allah also talked to him behind the veil. Now the main reason why Allah sent messenger, Allah is telling in the next ayah, Rasulam mubashirina wa munzirin li Allah yakuna linnasi alallahi hujjatum ba'da rasul wa kana Allahu azizan hakima. The main reason of sending all these prophets are, number one, to give them glad tidings for whosoever follow the messenger and follow the true iman, and significant amount of warning that, if you do not follow what I brought it in, you will be facing very significant torment and punishment. And on the day of judgment, Allah says they would have no argument against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah is almighty and all wise. So this is like the last invitation to the people of the book, that my messenger who is with you, his job is to just give you the glad tidings that if you bring iman on him, and warn you with a significant amount of punishment. And this is your last opportunity to come into the fold where you will be saved. لكن الله يشهد بما أنزل إليك أنزله بعلمه والملائكة يشهدون وكفى بالله شهيدا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that it is people who have true ilm and people that have given the book, they actually are the one who know that this is truth. And this book Allah has sent down from Allah's ilm. And all the angels are also testifying that this is the true book. But the whole testimony is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the biggest of all, and He is enough for a witness or a testimony on what has come down. So Allah is giving then another warning to Ahl Kitab, that this is the warning that you should bring iman on Muhammadur Rasulullah. Then Allah says, Inna lazina kafaru wa sadwan sabilillahi qad dallu zalalam ba'ida. Inna lazina kafaru wa zulmu wa zalamu lam yakunillahu liyaghfira lahum wa la liyahdiyahum tariqa. And whosoever is not, even at this point, does not want to accept the truth, and in not only that, they not only do not accept themselves, but they make sure that the other people does not also accept this truth, then they are truly in extreme misguidance, and they are the one who Allah says are truly kafir. They are the transgressor. Neither Allah will forgive them, neither Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ever gonna give them guidance, except Allah just put them on a path to hellfire, and they will live there forever. And this is very easy for Allah to do. Illa tariqa jahannama khalidina fi abada wa kana zalika alallahi yasira. So this is very easy for all the people who are sitting in front of Rasulullah and not accepting his risala. Allah is saying that it is very easy for him, that they can put all of them in hellfire. Ya ayyuhan nasu qad ja'akumur rasulu bil haqq min rabbikum fa'aminu khairul lakum wa in takfuru fa inna lillahi ma fis samawati wal ardi wa kana Allahu aliman hakima. And Allah is saying, O humanity, this is Ya ayyuhan nas, not Ya ayyuhallazina amanu or Ya ahlal kitab. He is saying, O whole humanity, I have sent down to you the final messenger who has brought down the truth. You should bring iman to him. This is good for you. This is the best for you if you do so. And if you do not do so, then Allah owns everything in the heavens and the earth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is almighty and all wise. So again, the issue is that if we do not follow the true iman and just manufacture something from own, then Allah is saying Allah will not gonna accept that, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually owns you, and your destination will be hellfire if you manufacture any faith from yourself. And the example now come, which Allah explained now for Ahl Kitab. Ya Ahl Kitab la taghlu fi dinikum wa la taqulu ala Allah illa al-haq. Allah is saying, O people of the book, do not exaggerate in your religion. You only say the truth about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which Allah has already mentioned in your books. And the verse of the manufacturing faith that they have done, now Allah is saying, Innamal Masihu Isa ibn Maryama Rasulullah wa kalimatuhu alqaha ila maryama wa ruhum min fa'aminu billahi wa rasuli wa la taqulu salatha intahu khairul lakum innamallahu ilahun wahid subhanahu an yakuna lahu walad lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard wa kafa billahi wakila. And this the manufactured religion and the faith that they had, Allah is saying that Isa ibn Maryam is nothing but a kalima from Allah. Kun. Allah says kun and he is to be. And Allah says that kalima has been sent to Maryam alayhi salamullah alayha through an angel. So you should bring iman on Allah and bring iman him as Rasulullah. And do not say that there are three. There's the manufactured religion of Trinity. Allah says you should avoid and refrain from it. This is an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says Allah is only one. Innamallahu ilahun wahid. He is the only God who is worthy of worship, and He is free from all what you have associated with Him, and He does not have any son. And He owns everything in the heavens of the earth. So how can be a son when He owns everything? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sufficient for His messenger. لن يستنكف المسيح أن يكون عبدا لله والملائكة المقربون ومن يستنكف عن عبادته ويستكبر فسيحشرهم إليه جميعا. Now in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining the disease what the Jews and the Christians have. Allah says that the messenger Isa has no hesitation to be the abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be the slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And all the angels are also have no hesitation to be the servant and slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only one who doesn't do so are the one who have arrogance and are the one who has disrespect of the kalimat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they have this arrogance in submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah says, this is your disease, but Allah will gonna collect you all on the day of judgment. Then Allah says, فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ فَيُوفِيهِمْ أُجُورَهُمْ وَيَزِيدُهُم مِّن فَضْلِهِ وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ اسْتَنكَفُوا وَاسْتَكْبَرُوا فَيُعَذِّبُهُمْ عَذَابًا أَلِيمًا وَلَا يَجِدُونَ لَهُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ وَلِيًّا وَلَا نَصِيرًا. And Allah says, whosoever bring the true iman and do the good deeds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward them everything. There is nothing that Allah will not gonna reward them what they have done, or even Allah will reward them even more. And we have read all that before, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will increase their reward at least double. But Allah again is telling the disease that whosoever have the arrogance and whosoever has this disrespect of ayat of Allah, so they do not submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah has made a torment punishment for them, and they will not find any friend and any helper on the day of judgment. Now final announcement from Allah. Allah says, Ya ayyuhan nas qad ja'akum burhanun min rabbikum wa anzalna alaykum nuran mubina فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِهِ فَيُدْخِلُهُم فِي رَحْمَةٍ مِّنْهُ وَفَضْلٍ وَيَهْدِيهِمْ إِلَيْهِ صِرَاطًا مُسْتَقِيمًا. That, O humanity, this book is absolute truth that hath come to you, and the messenger has come to you. The messenger is the guiding light. You should follow the guidance from the messenger Muhammadur Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and this book. And whosoever bring the true iman and then hold the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that means he just be with Hanifa, that he will stick with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will gonna enter him into his mercy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless him with his mercy, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will keep them on the right path. So the most important aspect again is mentioned here, that the right path is only Muhammadur Rasulullah Sallallahu right path, and that is the path that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept on the day of judgment. Now just the end of the ayah is about the issue of kalala, and Allah says, yes, taftunaka qulillahu yuftikum fil kalala in imra'um halaka laysa lahu waladun wa lahu ukhtun falaha nisfu ma tarak wa huwa yarisuha in lam yakun laha walad فإن كانت اثنتين فلهما الثلثان مما ترك وإن كانوا إخوة رجال ونساء فللذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين يبين الله لكم أن تضلوا والله بكل شيء عليم. This is the last ayah of Surah Nisa. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the detail about the inheritance for Kalala. And Kalala is one that someone dies and does not have anyone to inherit. And Allah says, and I'm going to read it, the translation. They ask thee for a pronouncement, say Allah hath pronounced for you concerning distant kindred. If a man dies childless and he have a sister, hers is half the heritage, and he would have inherited from her had she died childless. And if there will be two sisters, then theirs are 2/3 of the heritage, and if they be brethren, and men and women, unto the male is the equivalent of the share of the two females. Allah expound unto you, so you not error. Allah is all knowing and Allah knows everything. I will just gonna say briefly about 3 points in concluding the Surah Nisa. Number 1 is be very, very mindful about your iman, because nifaq is just like a sweet poison that will make a person totally blindfolded that he is actually losing his iman. So we need to reiterate on a daily basis that no nifaq should enter in our heart. Always be very vigilant. Number 2, be very, very mindful about the rights of women, especially the wives that Allah has given us. And the last and the most important is be very, very mindful about the station and the respect of Muhammadur Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This whole section that we have discussed is on this most important topic. May Allah give us tawfiq to truly love and respect and honor and follow Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.